So there is a pastor by the name of Christopher Keys out of Georgia, a youth pastor who, so he claimed, this is his story. He says that he was kidnapped by two black men and taken to a hotel and robbed. He was carjacked and kidnapped and then robbed, taken to a hotel. He told one of his friends, or one of his friends heard about it, or whatever. And in this day and age, that is a horrible story to be spreading around if it's not true, right? But if it is true, then they pray for you. Well, his friend put the story on Facebook, as you do, as a warning to, everybody else that, hey, watch out for yourself. The youth pastor just got robbed and kidnapped and so forth and carjacked and all these type of things. So the deputies began to look into the case because I guess, it went viral, as things do on Facebook. So they go to the CVS where he was last seen, or where he was actually seen supposedly being robbed and carjacked. So they go to the CVS, and I guess they check some sort of camera or eyewitness testimony, whatever it is, and they find out that this story is actually not true. So they go to the, what was it called? Sweet Mary. The Regency Inn and Suites. That's where he was. Okay, so don't jump ahead. The Regency Inn and Suites. And so they go there and find that, in fact, he was not carjacked and kidnapped. He was there meeting a male prostitute that he had met on Craigslist. And he had been frequenting this in particular, hotel chain since January. And so, based upon the investigation, the deputies arrested the youth pastor and charged him with solicitation of sodomy. And so, this story... Now, they also claim that, okay, so he sort of says that, yes, I was at least robbed. I don't think that's true either, but I'm not reading on that. I just want to see what's going forward for him. Because he has been booked and everything. He's got a mugshot out there and the whole bit. And, of course, he is religious, so this, of course, is going to hit the church pulpit, and they're going to have to maybe issue a statement. Maybe he's not going to be youth pastor anymore. I don't know. We're going to look and see if we can take a glimpse into his future. Every time I do a reading on somebody religious, I get a religious person that wanders in off the street. This is a tarot card reading. And for you, this would be witchcraft. If I called myself a prophet, I could be in your church. But anyway. Let's see. Let's go full 15. Let's do the full 15 for him. And see, I'll do some runes too. That's new for me, but we'll look at those. What's going forward for the pastor who was arrested for solicitation of sodomy and who said he was robbed and carjacked by two black men? And in fact, he just went across the street to the hotel to prostitute. And see, here's the thing. Already, the Page of Wands and the Lovers. If you didn't say anything, nobody would have known. Now, you probably said something because your stuff come up missing, but I still think you gave it all to him and you probably couldn't explain. But anyway, let's say you were robbed. Maybe this is why you said something in the first place. And so you had to make up an entire story to justify why you lost all your stuff. when you shouldn't have been taking a bunch of stuff to no booty call meeting in the first place. Take your little money, whatever it is you're going to pay this person with, and be done with it. But you went in there probably a little too flashy, and next thing you know, a street urchin took all your business. So anywho, what's going forward here? The Page of Wands and the Lovers. This is actually not your prostitution. You may have a relationship problem here. Five of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Judgment. It's going to be very harsh for you. I don't know why for you in particular, but it's going to be very harsh. The Judgment is coming. You know it is. The word judgments, not necessarily godly judgment, but people are going to attack. People are going to go at you. Your relation, I don't know if you're married or not, but if you are, there is someone in your life that is also going to come under some scrutiny, or they're going to be harassed online, like, oh, and it's all because of you. It's not because of something they're doing. They're just going to get a bunch of messages about, oh, your husband's a harlot, and so forth and so forth. Which is what happens when people aren't allowed to be their authentic selves in a religious setting. Next thing you know, they're out creeping around, and then judgment falls upon them. The Ten of Wands in the World card. You're going to leave the church. There's going to be a burden here with the Ten of Wands. There's going to be a heavy burden, and then there's going to be a completion. So some sort of walkout here, or some sort of hiatus. We'll just call it that. You may be back eventually. The fear for Pentacles being reduced. The Eight of Swords is what you hope for, to sort of be locked in. This is also, this in particular image, all the senses are obstructed. The taste and the sight and the smell. So you have to depend on the third eye, which is really bright and you can't see it. But you have to depend on the third eye. You have to depend on your intuition and your spiritual connection in order for you to progress and move forward. The Death card after your Six of Wands, so something major is going to change, but it is going to be a good thing here with the Six of Wands. The Three of Fire is your word of warning. So just in your word of solace is Hierophant. God doesn't hate you, still loves you. You're still his child. You're still in the spirit. You can have your indiscretions, and then you have to make it right with humanly people because you hurt them in a humanly way. But the Most High understands how flesh works, okay? So this is not something you have to go and sit in the car in the garage and turn it on type of thing. This is not as bad as it seems, believe it or not. I think the worst part about this, and I'm trying so hard to keep my own feelings out of it, especially in this day and age right now where we're going through basically a race problem here in this country, and then you come up with this cockamamie story, but still. You have a chance to make amends on this, and maybe that's where the Death card comes in. So you'll actually be able to change your perceptions. But it ends in the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So reliability and support. In the end, those who love you will still love you. Those who don't like you will see this as a reason why they didn't like you in the first place. But as the petty one goes, she wrote a little song. And if you are sensitive to bad language, you can turn the video off now. But the song says, I love my wife and love my children, but I like a little dick every now and then.